Listened to the life story of Mark Bolan on Radio 2 on the way here.
Did you?
Excellent.
Is it?
Yeah, very good.
2X, mate. Who's a good one?
Well, he's recording.
We love to boogie.
Camera.
Like Saturday night.
How are we? Ready for our Icolite weekend?
Okay. Bye. Love yous. Glastonbury used to be a harbour.
Yes.
Right.
Had a great time. I had a really good time here.
Yeah.
It's been pretty good.
Met some nice people.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to meet everyone.
Yeah.
We normally don't. We don't normally see each other, and we sort of like know each other via usernames and our avatars.
Yeah.
And now we get to know each other and see each other in the flesh. And I mean, it's a unique experience in human interaction because how you can get to know someone very well without meeting them face to face because of the internet.
Yeah.
You know, and the internet is a really good thing because it brings together people with unusual interests.
Ideas and interests.
Yeah, and ideas. People, for instance, people try and stop the New World Order. We could feel very isolated because at the moment there's still reasonably few of us.
Sure.
When you speak to somebody now from now on, when I see them on the internet, I will think, I know that person. I'll think about when I met them and what they're like, what their voice sounds like, how they, their mannerisms and their way they move and their faces and expressions. You know, that will all be part of it. Oh yeah, all right.
That's cheap.
It's old Cheap. Funny thing about Cheap, I mean, everyone else we tend to use our own sort of names, but Cheap is one guy. I know his real name's Julian, but I've always called him by his username.
Cheap. It suits him, doesn't it?
Now.
Yeah.
It somehow suits him. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It somehow it kind of it does seem quite appropriate for him somehow.
Yeah.
You know.
Fantana likes to use his username, doesn't he?
I don't know his. I don't want to really know. Not sure I want to know his real name. I know him as Fantana.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
He's like it's a bit like what people want to know what Sting's real name is or Pele, you know. And
Yeah.
What do you do, Sting and they're Pele? Just call them that.
That's it. That's great, mate. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Who says we can't cook?
Got to eat your Eccles cakes.
You want Mr. Morvan?
I am, sir. Yourself, Mr. Dundas? I ain't done totally.
Yeah.
Like his fucking food burns.
Hey. What made you choose the DNA?
It was sort of the whole concept of free will. Are we pre-programmed to our DNA, or and are we just biological robots?
Right.
Or it was along those. Yeah.
So it just inspired you to get it done, mate, on you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All free hand.
Dad hasn't seen the one on your arm of the UFO, has he?
Oh yeah.
You got a UFO?
Yeah, you want to see my UFOs?
Oh, brilliant, this one.
Okay.
you got someone on your side as well.
Oh, brilliant.
And the back.
That's a voodoo thing, spirit. That is. That's
Yeah.
A voodoo thing. That's a
Tiki tattoo god.
Tiki tattoo god. That's
Yeah.
good, mate. Look at the hands as well. Yeah.
They call that a lure.
Yeah.
Voodoo spirits. Yeah. Lure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. That.
And there's
Statue
me
from the Duppies.
UFO.
Oh.
That's your landscape. That is. Isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant.
Loch Ness.
Beam of a light. Look, zoom, beam me up, Scott. Eh?
Yeah.
You've got the old shamrock there, no?
Yeah.
That's cracking, mate. What's that? Is that a troll?
It's Yeti.
No, Yeti.
Yeah.
that's brilliant, mate.
They've gone Yeti hunting
Yeah.
and accidentally got beamed up by aliens.
Yeah. That's
When
great.
you go after the
As you do,
aliens,
yeah.
We can't fucking get them on film, you know.
Yeah.
Before you
And
get caught them, the aliens get you.
It's quite amazing.
Yeah.
That's like something like Alex Gray or, an Alex Gray painting or something, isn't it? I mean, You seen Alex Grove? He dropped off the Queen.
What's this thing?
This is Hawaiian baby wood rose. They're meant to be quite enlightening.
Right. Is it part of the fungi family?
Yes, pretty much. Actually, no, I don't know what it is. That might be part of the fungi growing family. They're seeds, basically, cut up seeds.
Yeah. And what actually is in there?
Legally free from the internet,
Sure.
and they'll just make you a bit like magic mushrooms, basically.
Oh, right, got you.
So, and I'm just giving.
But it's
And
it's
some.
all natural, no
Oh yeah,
no chemicals.
yeah. Always natural stuff's the best.
Yeah.
Mother Nature's to be trusted.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, they've taken the Mother Nature's
If
gifts and rearranged them. And
exactly, that's what acid's basically just a distorted version of it. You know? So, although you could probably have a good time on it, I don't.
What would you like to see changes in the world?
I'd like to see more of the process that's been continuing of awakening, the process of the apocalypse, which is unveiling. It's not destruction and the end of the world. It actually means unveiling, removing the veil, removing the screen that covers the hidden world. And I think we're seeing more of that. I mean, the government and the authorities are finding it harder and harder to keep secrets. Secrets that's 100 years ago, just kind of secret materials that they keep from us, you know, which we're exposing. 100 years ago they'd have no problem. 100 years ago 9/11 had happened, which it did. I mean, there were false flag operations in the 19th century and before then.
Sure.
No one questioned them. No one ever questioned them. Now people always question them, and that's a good sign. It's a good sign of people who question the legitimacy of military action and oppression of people, of weaker peoples. They question injustice. You know, no one. You know, I think in the 19th century, for instance, there was definitely a case that people, you know, there were people definitely questioned injustice. There were people who fought against injustice, both home and abroad, all over the world.
Yeah.
But the general consensus was that it was an inevitable, an acceptable part of life. Life was just unfair. People were poor. People died of cholera. People caught smallpox. People, you know, we invaded countries because it was a part of our empire, and our empire was a glorious thing. And whatever, you know, and there was all this propaganda. And it was, I mean, you look at World War I propaganda and the propaganda from the late imperial period and the late Victorian age, and it is just childishly transparent.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, the very fact that propaganda today is so sophisticated on such an sort of subliminal and sort of subconscious level is a testimony to the fact that human consciousness, that the old propaganda just doesn't work anymore. They can't just go up and say to someone and say, serve your country needs you.
Yeah.
You know, Lord Kitchener did.
We don't
That
buy
crap doesn't work anymore.
No.
They have to come up with stories about weapons of mass destruction, and you know,
terrorism and all that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah, that's exactly
There's the
9/11.
enemy. Go get them, boys.
Yeah, that's it. And then in the old days it was brutally simple. I mean, the British Empire was a force for, you know, was like, you know, God is on our side.
Yeah.
They said this in First World War, the sanctity of the Allied cause. Of course, the Kaiser's armies were told the same thing. You know, the God's long live Germany, God's country.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't work anymore. I mean, it's a lot more sophisticated. That's a good sign, because it means, and time's going to come when no propaganda will work, because people will be able to see through it all.
Yeah.
And some people call it the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Some people call it the end of the long count, the end of the fifth sun. But we're definitely, you know, they're definitely approaching a period where consciousness is changing and the world around us is changing to the point where what is hidden will come to light.
Yeah.
And that is the general theme I see. That's what of course apocalypse means, is literal meaning.
Right.
The hidden things being exposed, revelation, exposure, and of course that's basically what the astrologists talk about, the age of Aquarius. The age of Pisces, the age of reason. It's the age of security and obedience. The age of Aquarius is said to be the age of where hidden things come true. That's what many astrologers tell me. I'm not an astrologer myself.
Sure.
I'm not an expert, but that's what they tell me.
Yeah.
You know, when the sun is lined up with the galactic core, it'll create such a resonance that it'll literally be the world turning upside down.
Yeah.
And it may be a painful experience, but it has to happen. I mean, the alternative is not far worse, and it'll be a wonderful experience. I mean, you're talking about. I mean, a good example is the Disclosure Project, and you know, the stuff about UFOs. how the fact that the government has suppressed free energy. You know,
Sure.
I
Stanley Myers.
Stephen Greer was talking about it on TV. I came down on the train and I just passed the biggest eyesore in Oxfordshire, which is Didcot Power Station. It's huge power station, a coal-fired station with 6 cooling towers, and it's an eyesore. It's a nose-sore 'cause it stinks to high heaven, and it burns fossil fuels, which release poisonous chemicals into the atmosphere, and it means we have to pay out thousands of pounds a year. These companies take thousands of pounds out of our pockets for the energy they provide. When technology exists and has been found, and it has been around for almost a century, probably longer, and it's been suppressed.
Sure.
It's suppressed. So that could give us free, unlimited energy for no money at all.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even need power stations because you could put these generators from fit in your house.
So why do you think we're not getting that when it's out there?
It's to do with many reasons. It's to do partly with the fact, of course, the money reason. I mean, it's a very lucrative industry, fossil fuels,
Sure.
petrol, gas. It's also to do with control. I mean, if you control the flow of energy if energy production and delivery is centralised, then you have a means of controlling people's lives.
Yeah.
And
whereas if we had our own solar systems or wind power systems that we wasn't relying on any NMEB or electricity boards, we'd be self-sufficient.
We
and
will be, yeah.
More free.
Yeah, and there's no solar and wind power. Again, they're developing these because it's a bit of a technological cul-de-sac. Like nuclear fusion is a technological cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
But there's free energy systems that, like I say, would set us free. Would also it would eliminate poverty. There'd be no need for people to starve. There'd be no oil wars. All these wars for oil that have killed so many people. And all this damage, all these species that have become extinct, all these forests cut down, all these oil slicks that have killed fish and birds, all that's been for nothing. And the government could have prevented it. And the thing is, that's another reason they're keeping it secret, is that they've dug themselves a hole they can't get out of, because if they declassify it now, they'll also have to admit that they could have declassified it 60, 70 years ago. And all the problems that come from fossil fuel, all these millions and billions of pounds they've taken from us, all this destruction, all this pollution, all these animals that have gone extinct, all these forests have been cut down, all these people who've died in the third world of hunger and diseases, it's all been for nothing. It was all preventable. They kept hold of it. They kept it under quiet, under the covers, because to preserve their power. And it's preserving their power, to preserve their way they want us to see the world. And that comes to the third point. They don't want free energy. It breaks the laws of physics, the known laws of physics. We have laws of physics that say the law of thermodynamics, entropy, and to break those laws means we have to look at ourselves and the world differently. Like when Einstein came along with this view of relativity, it caused a revolution in the way everyone saw things. And changes and revolutions are dangerous if you're in power. You don't want people thinking new things and seeing the world in a new light.
Sure. 'Cause you can't go your way.
And so they can't control us, especially changes which cause freedom, create individual liberty. Like I was saying, any changes that create individual liberty, free energy, individual liberty, and the other secrets of the true nature of reality, the true nature of human consciousness, is kept from us. But religions and science are on the same side in this. There's another of what David calls opposames.
Yeah.
On one hand, you have religion, which believes in God, and science is its enemy because they believe something different. They believe in rationality and skepticism. Religion believes in the belief in a supernatural God, a guy with a beard who sits on a cloud, right? And both views are wrong, and the truth is that at a higher level, the two sides actually sing from the same song sheet, and they actually do. The net effect actually is the same for both. Because both science and religion will soon unite in condemnation of anyone who develops an individual, agnostic experience of the divine. Not something based on scripture or something based on what the priest told you, an individual experience of the divine. And both scientists and your priest and the church will stand side by side in your condemnation of anyone like that, like they did to Giordano Bruno, like they do to all these people who say, I saw God. Or I went to the spirit world and I came back,
So why are they sitting in their churches preaching it all to us? And they put people down who saw God, yet they haven't seen him themselves. Yet they're kind of selling the God story, as it were.
Yeah, they're selling a story. They're selling basically a superstitious belief based on like a religious text, the Bible, you know, which is a religious text, which has absolutely no... I mean, many Christians do have true religious experiences. My dad did, you know. They have a true spiritual experience. But, you know, the truth is that that's not God. God is not some entity separate from us.
So, what do you reckon of it all then, mate? How's the last couple of days been?
Awesome.
Enjoyed yourself?
Yes, I have. Very much so.
Make some unusually creative people?
For lack of words, yeah.
You've got some right orbs shining around you here, mate.
Really?
Really? Honestly? We're all going now, are we?
Yeah.
Everyone's going.
Well, we're going to have a quick coffee first.
How are you?
We are, because we got
they're going.
Right.
No!
Nice seeing you all.
Have a cup of coffee in the coffee.
See you later. Bye.
This is just going to run out any second now anyway.
Behind me.
Wow, look at that. Yeah, look. Please pulling over a little girl.
Well, somebody's obviously making a statement there with their graffiti art, saying society today has definitely got a problem when the public servants are picking on our little children. And it must be happening because somebody must have the grief there to actually make a statement.
All over, isn't it, mate? Low-level crime now. Hopscotch is low-level crime. What do you think of that, John?
I completely agree with all that. Sound days. Well, you know, I like the activism part, you know, it's getting out there, and he did it, which you got to respect him for doing that.
Sure.
You know, he made it happen, so that's one person making something happen. You know, what about 1,000 people making something happen? 1 million? 10 million?
Yeah.
And, you know, you get enough people prepared to make something happen, and the end result is something will happen. And that's what...
Positive things, mate.
That's what any solution has to come out of something happening, so I support that 100%. There we are.
And my view on the weekend, meeting of minds, nice minds, conscious, subconscious. There's lots of lovely things and debates talked. It's just an experience I'm glad I was part of.
Yeah, it was the initial get-together, getting to meet a lot of new people who, the vibes were kind of, they're all on the same length, weren't they, wavelength?
There was something there with everybody. There's definitely everybody who's keyed in for the night. You know, they was happy with it and the events, their own personality, their own freedom, I think. It's a way to look at it. Everybody was an individual spirit in their own right.
Yeah.